Whatever you want, whoa, whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Oh, whatever you need, then nothing I won't do. Oh, whatever you want, oh, my heart belongs to you. I say whatever you need, whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Whatever you need, there's nothing I won't do. Whatever you want, my heart belongs to you. I say whatever you need.
Yeah. Hey, it's Caliber, baby. Who on this exclusive? Yes, sir. Let's get it. War. We want the throne. Go home. We want it all. Y'all ain't ready for this. 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 Let's go. Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. That boss made me go there. 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 Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. That boss made me go there. 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 Came back to the game, cause I'm losing my patience. I ain't worried about nothing, man. Sitting around, starting minutes, time getting wasted. Slow it down for you hitters. Nah, let me break it down for you hitters. My flow so deep, man, it weigh about 4-5 pounds on you hitters. I'm here to stay. I'ma hit on my business. Now runners in the building and I'm bringing that heat, man. God is my witness. I'ma shut it on down, and I'ma make the speakers bleed. And all the game really missing down the street. Got on record for my city, I'm record for my crew. Crown of your play around, everything in the mic that I choose. I stay kicking that paper, got a lot of haters, I take ya. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, cause I'm on another level, let the trap breathe. Let's go! War, we want the throne, go home, we want it all. Y'all ain't ready for this, 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 let's go! Drop it down, let me see you do that work. Drop it down, let me see you do that work. That boss made me go there. 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 Drop it down, let me see you do that work. Drop it down, let me see you do that work. That boss made me go there. 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 How about a round of applause? Y'all ain't really saying nothing, make you hold the microphone, man, put it on pause. Y'all let the chick go harder than y'all. Y'all gonna make keep it embarrassing y'all, and they gon' say who that is, man, you know she go hard. Gotta get that baby, get them, and they gon' fall. I swear I'm about to win it. When they play it back in the bass drop, in the club rock, and they gon' know this is hip-hop. Already know that I won't stop, till there is a level that I'm on top. On 100 degrees, if you got the money, man, put it on me. Cause my pit game is so dangerous, I finish a hit, who wanna come for me? I ain't playing around with you, boy. When I hit the stage, I make noise. I'ma be around for a century. Yeah, you heard of me. Might win the crown, it's a victory. Make way, cause I'm coming. Hungry, but I'm still hunting. War, we want the throne. Go home. We want it all. Y'all ain't ready for this. 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 Let's go. Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. That boss made me go there. 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 Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. Drop it down. Let me see you do that work. That boss made me go there. money. Don't get it twisted, I'm still from the hood. And I look good. Yeah, I'm on my business, gotta stack up in the briefcase. When it come to getting in, no, I don't wait. Cause I've been on the grind and I don't need no help. I'm so high, man, I sign myself. She's down on DC, go hard. Putting on for the stripes and them stars. On another planet, I'm gone. Just call me right, cause y'all wrong. I blast off to another place, to another space. So some of y'all call that winning. I'm telling y'all haters keep running your mouth, gunning over top the mic, I'm finished.
But I know that there's more. More for you, more for us.
Children, rain all night long. Didn't it all, oh my Lord, didn't it rain? Didn't it rain, children, rain all night long? Didn't it all, oh my Lord, didn't it rain?
You can't run from it. You can't deny it. You can't pass it off. It's your call. God knew what he was doing. He knew who he was calling. And he expertly and intricately detailed every aspect of your life, your being, your persona, your psyche, your physicality, everything about you, from the texture of your hair to the color of your eyes to the way that you laugh to the fingerprint on your thumb. Everything is connected to your calling. And until you walk into the fullness of the thing that you were created for, you will find yourself frustrated. You're called.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Meadow Rose, come here. Girl, you know that I want it. I know you get lonely, and that's why you call me. You know that I'm coming. You know that I want it. You're making me horny. Wanna know how it tastes, baby? Can't wait, cause this shit sound like black boots, show the secret riding. Attitude, but I got you, baby. We gon' keep the thing winding. All night, can't stop you, baby. No, I ain't with the fake shit. What's the 411 is, baby? It's not back in brand new. Girl, tell me, what must I do? Must I do? So tell me, what must I say? What must I do to show how much? Hold up, wait, this shit, solid. Black boots, show the secret, and I want your body. Hey, yeah, I love my body. Yeah, I know you get rowdy. Yeah, wanna know how it tastes, baby? Can't wait, cause this shit sound like black boots, show the secret. Attitude, but I got you, baby. You gon' keep the thing running. All night, can't stop you, baby. No, I ain't with the fake shit. What the 411 is, baby? It's all in for you. Just tell me, what must I do? Yeah. You should come through. This shit, Salah. Black boots trying to see grinding. Yeah, this shit, Salah. Black boots trying to see grinding. This shit feel like grinding.
And then I looked over my shoulder, she's still looking at me. So I walked through the club, acting like I don't see her. You know, keeping it cool and shit. When I really wanna beat her. And she looks like she ain't. She's so posted up like I'm patient. Waiting for her man to the bathroom. Can we catch a break? 'Cause 2 steps away. And that's all I need for me to make my move.
First time I ever found somebody who is automatic when it comes to it. Don't need direction, need know what to do. It's like we're together in another life. He's like the perfect fit, me and my body's gift. This is more than make love, I don't know what it
Let's
is.
go. What up, y'all? On this Christmas Eve, what's going on? Shout out to everybody. Dexter's, what's up, baby? Kiva, Sheila, Hopper Blue, Mama Love, Miss Lady T,
And just so we don't
my
be
boy
mad,
Lexington,
gotta stay 2 steps ahead. Take my number, call me, text me, whatever.
Willie Jones in the building.
I thought that I would ever reach the moon.
Shout out to everybody that's here. But check this out. If y'all notice, and we got a goal, every time I go live, I'm gonna have a goal. And my goal is gonna be right now 10 super chats. I don't care what it is, just 10 super chats. Tammy J, how you doing? We gonna get this thing going. We gonna get this thing going because you're gonna get a dose of Dana J all day today. I'm telling you, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna wrap some more gifts. Then I'm gonna come back and we gonna jam tonight like we normally always do. I feel like playing some music later on today. That's how I'm feeling. Shout out to the Colorado Buffs that's down in San Antonio, Texas right now, doing their thug thizzle, getting ready for Saturday to go ahead and win, the game. Shout out to everybody that's here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what else. Because I got a lot to talk about, and it's crazy because what I'm talking about is just going to be to a point where it's just going to be like real. It's going to be just dynamic because I got a lot of things to talk about. I got some things to break down. I got some things that folks don't know nothing about. And I got some things to tell you guys that people don't want you to know about. So it's about to be a problem. It's about to be a problem today because in this problem, hold on. I got to do this real quick. In this problem, right? In this problem, people don't want the truth to come out. And I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of everything. I sit back and I watch people talk about this and that. And honestly, it's like, what are you talking about? Honestly, it's like, what are you talking about? So when you sit and watch, wait a minute, something's going on. Hold on, y'all, bear along with me. I'm trying to get this thing out. Like, what is really going on? Okay, so
Something's going on with Instagram. Okay, no problem. I ain't sweating it. Shout out to everybody that's over on Kick. Doing that thing. Shout out to everybody that's at Rumble. Doing that thing. All the platforms that y'all follow me on. TikTok, everybody. Locals will be connected starting tonight. I'm going back to locals, so locals will be connected starting tonight. Shout out to everybody that's there to support me everywhere, for real. I couldn't be able to do it without you guys. So Latrice Nicole, hey, I see some of my on my radio folks. What's going on, man? I can't wait to get back on the. I can't wait to get back with y'all on my radio. We're gonna do the great thing, the remarkable thing. You just gotta wait for the call. You know how it is. You know how I go, y'all. We gotta wait for that call. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start. First thing I'm gonna start with is I have to go here first. And the first thing I'm gonna start with is Drea Kelly. I refuse to call her Drea Kelly. A lot of folks know her as that. I know her as Drea Lee. I'm gonna start there. But before I dive into that, I must say this. People got upset when I talked about the news person that wrote the article about Donald Trump pardoning R. Kelly. People got so upset to the point where they opened up the I Hate R. Kelly fan group page. Thank you so much, Lexington. He said, get it in. You already know that's where I'm about to go. They opened up the I Hate R. Kelly fandom page, right? And that was Robert Keller's group. That was Robert Keller's group. I don't know if he's still in that group, but Robert Keller, is the one over that group, as I was told. So I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about a little things real quick, and you know what? No, I'm not going to start there, really. Where I'm going to start is this right here. Some people say that Aaron Hall is the prequel to R. Kelly, right? So what folks got to realize is that Aaron Hall, what up, Faith? Aaron Hall was the original Mr. Nasty Time. So before there was a R. Kelly hitting the mainstream, and remember I told y'all about this, and before everything about to come full circle, before there was a R. Kelly hitting mainstream, right? There was Mr. Nasty Time, aka Aaron Hall. And the industry built Aaron up to do this. They built him up like this, but Aaron had a very, very crazy disposition. He's a pastor's kid, and he's a great guy. I got to put it out there. Aaron Hall's a great guy in person. I don't care how people look at it. I don't care how people try to slice it. Aaron Hall's a great guy in person. But he have a wild, nasty side, a very nasty side. And when I say nasty, I'm talking about freaky. However, women loves that. Women love that about men. And they would tell you, if you ain't as freaky as such and such and such and such, we don't want to do it. We don't want to deal with it. And you ain't on our level. And we need an older man. So what gets me is when I told y'all about the war between the record labels, and R. Kelly record label took Aaron Hall's image and gave it to Robert. And that's when Robert came out with 12 Play with the Aaron Hall image, because Aaron Hall was in jail by that time. No, they didn't get him Ern Hall. There's no, they didn't get Ern Hall because his son mother was 16. They didn't get him on that. They got him on child support charges. And that's what really made me start looking at it, because it didn't make sense to me. They locked him up because he didn't pay child support. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. They don't tell you that you get locked up if you don't pay child support. So that's what made me go back and look at it. However, R. Kelly took the style, took the image, took the look that was given to him and advised by him by his creative at the record label, and he transcended it and took it to a whole nother level. So now that R. Kelly is the new sex symbol, the new bad boy, when you look at certain videos, you see Drea Lee in the cage. And I'm going to talk about it because it's a problem. It's a problem. And I'm going to break down all of Surviving R. Kelly starting today. And I'm going to go each and every last one of them. Today, Kitty, is your day. Drea Lee is your day. And then before I close, the Bible lady, the lying Bible lady, it's something that you didn't tell the world. But hold on. I'm quite sure somebody called you and told you, oh yeah, Dana said something. Yeah, pull up. Because I'm going to save the best for last. So while we talking about R. Kelly, right? And we talking about the lies that Drea Lee told. My question is, when are we going to stop? When are we going to stop? Hold that thought right there, Passionately Fine. I'm going to get to that in a few. When are we going to stop sitting back and picking and choosing who we going to go at because we don't like that person or we heard lies about that person? If it's not in black and white, it don't matter. Right? I have asked from 2018 until yesterday, I believe I asked over 4,000 people at different times, when did you hear about R. Kelly being a pedophile? And they said, oh, I heard that. Oh, it's running all through Chicago. It's this and this and this. I said, have you seen it? They said, no. I said, so you going off of word of mouth? Oh, yeah, because too many people saying it. That's how word of mouth start. One person is said, then it spreads like wildfire, right? So I said, if that's the case, right? If that's the case, then shouldn't your grandfather be a pedophile? And they stopped and looked and was like, oh, why you want to go there? Because if we're going to talk about it, let's be real about it, right? And where I'm going at is, you seen pictures with Jay-Z and Aaliyah when she was young. You seen pictures with Jay-Z and Foxy when she was young. You heard stories from Foxy that said, if I come out and talk, everybody is going to jail. You heard Lord Kim say, I can tell it all. But everybody want to give a pass to Jay-Z and a pass to Diddy. You never seen a video with R. Kelly SAing or physically abusing anybody. But you seen a video of Diddy. You seen a video of Diddy beating somebody's daughter or mother. But nobody want to talk about it. No. And you know what somebody said? Oh, well, Dana, just overlook Diddy and Jay-Z and look, R. Kelly just got his. Okay, well, if that's R. Kelly karma, then Diddy and Jay-Z got theirs too. And they getting more. My thing is, if you can put somebody behind bars, behind allegations, you damn sure can put somebody behind bars and behind video depiction. And the one thing I haven't heard nobody say is that video with Diddy was AI. I never heard nobody say that. But we seen the video with R. Kelly been manipulated. We seen the mole appear and then disappear. I broke down on my channel that the young lady that they trying to say was Rashona Landfair in that video was not Rashona Landfair. I gave y'all the video images of them trying to put Rashona's face on for the girl from Minnesota face. I've been giving y'all the spiel the whole time, showing you what's good and what's not, what's going on and what's not. But people are taking and say, oh no, and they run with whatever they want to run with. Fine, that's fine. That's what you can do. But when it come down to the take that, and a Jigga Man, when it comes to that, and those two, don't take a stance of they being manipulated. Oh, they just coming after black men. Wait a minute. Jay-Z is of color. He my complexion. He just looked like Joe Camel. Diddy is a little lighter than me, but he got melanin in his skin. So the question is, why do y'all people keep running with the mantra of black men? The word black was given to the Caucasian people because they don't have no life in their skin. So they call them black men. Black means death. I keep telling y'all that. But you know what? Our culture will take something that fits us, even though it's a negative or derogative moment, we would take it and make it ours and run with it. And that's the ignorant part of our culture. So with that being said, right? Michael Avenatti said, setting up the golden goose was easy. Now that I sit back and I listen to Drea talk, she was behind the setup of R. Kelly for a long time. And it was in our face, but we didn't pay it attention because of the way Lifetime slid it to the side. So with that being said, we're going to listen and we're going to look at something. Check this out. This is, I'm going to go there. This is Carlo King live. This is his interview. So I'm giving Carlos King the credit for this because this is his interview. So check this out.
And out Drea Kelly. Now, is it Drea or Drea, girl?
Okay, so depending on where you from in Chicago, my name is Andrea. So that's where Drea comes from. But if you from the west side of Chicago, they call you Andrea. So that's where Drea comes from. So it doesn't bother me. Either one, when I go back home, you're going to be Andrea or Andrea, and you're going to answer to both. So I'm not really particular about it one way or the other. Just, you know, don't call her out her name.
Ah! Hey, boo!
Hey, boo! We doing it! Okay, we back.
We have known each other for a long time, and we instantly clicked.
Yes.
Because we're both like crazy and wild and got this insane personality, but I've always been a fan of yours ever since Hollywood Exes. I mean, you really show the world your personality. You were the fan favorite of that show, and a lot has happened since then and just recently. But before we dive into all of that, I do feel like you're very misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like people know the real you. So before we get into all the most recent stuff, I really want to start with like you. You are a Black girl from Chicago.
Yeah.
Like
girl.
Who was Andrea, honey, in Chicago?
Baby, she was over the top, even as a toddler. Oh, let me tell you how over the top my ass was, okay? My parents said I did not even crawl. Literally, I was sitting in the middle of the floor. Soul Train was on. My dad said I had a bottle in my mouth. I stood up and started dancing. And he was like, what freaked us out is you was like...
Jay, you was not doing
it. Soul Train was on.
You was doing this.
Yes, Soul Train was on. And my dad said when it went to commercial, I put my hands on the TV like Poltergeist and I was like, more. So my dad, my family, they knew. They was like, when you came into this world, we already knew what it was. My family would also say, like, you've been here before. I remember one time in my grandparents' basement, it's pitch black. I'm down there laughing and they like, who are you talking to? Who are you laughing at? They said I described the lady who my grandfather bought that house from, but she died in that house. And I described the old white lady with the white hair with the red skirt and the gray sweater. And they said they all ran up the stairs, left me in the basement by myself because they was like, there's no way you would know that because your grandfather bought this house before you were even born and he bought it from that white lady. So there's no way for you to know that. So
wait, so you was the white girl in Poltergeist. You saw dead people.
I did. I see dead people. It's a picture of me.
Jellyfish Lighting is an all-in
flying. I done threw my purse, shoes, everything. But it was the moment I sat with Felicia and there was an older lady. I can't even remember. I swear, Carlos, I think this woman was an angel because I promised I turned back and she wasn't there. And I was like, I could have sworn there was somebody else in this room besides me and Felicia. But what she told me, because I was telling her, you know, I haven't trained and I wish I had more training because I would be I would be on Broadway. And she said it in her Maya Angelou voice. She's like, darling, the fact that you have not trained is not your downfall. It is your...
I want y'all to pay close attention to her acting skills. She have been in acting class for the last 2 years, 3 years. Pay close attention.
Gift. It changed my life instantly. Changed my...
And what you just watched, she's doing what you call a monologue in front of you.
My life instantly, because here I am looking at posters of Debbie Allen on the wall.
And that's why I want to talk about it with you. And listen, I want to respect the situation that you're in, and I want to respect your own boundaries. So feel free, you know, if there's something that makes you uncomfortable, because I'm not here to make you uncomfortable at all.
Of course.
I'm here to make sure that hopefully for the last time, you're able to just clear the air, because a lot of people do have it wrong about you. And they have these interpretations. And I'm sure you saw a lot of this online. So I want to give you the floor to clear the air. So obviously your ex-husband is R. Kelly, and you were the principal choreographer for his tour upon auditioning. That's how you guys met.
Yep.
When you guys were dating, how did it all come about? He approached you?
Well, first of all, when I first started working here, I was engaged. I was living with my fiance, about to be married. Like, I wasn't thinking about his ass. No. I was that girl that's like, I will never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never date you. Ever. I was that girl because I was like, I am so in love and we are getting married. And at this time, I'm living with him, my fiance at the time, him, his grandmother. I was very close with his family. So I would just go to work, do what I do, my choreography. I was out. We ended up being really cool because he was like, yo, like, you have a vision. So I feel like I was more than just a choreographer and principal dancer, more of a creative director on what our wardrobe. People don't know. I was in the Bob Mackie program. I do fashion. Like, literally, I sketch. I do reel. Like, I'm not one of them celebrities here, just throw my name on it. Like, I was really into it, like going to Merchandise Mart, going to Fashion Week. I love designing. I do interior design. People don't know that. There's so many layers to me. But anyway, I digress. That's how I ended up working with him. People have no idea. Honey love.
But she felt like she was more than what her role was called for. Listen to what she's saying. She felt like she was more. Let's listen.
Met him right after that. But when it came to Summer Bunnies, that's actually me on the cover. There's him sitting in the car and you see this girl's booty with a thong. That's actually me. I'm in the Summer Bunnies video. I did all the choreography for Summer Bunnies. People have no idea that I'm in Thoing Thoing. That's me in the geisha face. That's me with the big wig in front. People have no idea it's me in Happy People. I did the wardrobe. I did the choreography for that. People can go look at Billboard Awards. That is me.
Now, wait a minute. That's you and Happy People, but y'all was divorced by then. Uh-oh. That's you and Happy People, but y'all was divorced by then. Let's go.
Me on stage with him. Every tour he's ever been on, that's me on stage with him. So I really don't feel like I owe anybody a goddamn explanation about me and what I do. But for those who choose not to do the research and they are quick to say, well, she kept the last name. And then people say, well, Tina Turner did too. And they'll say, well, Tina Turner brought something to the table. You don't even know what I do. You don't even know what my profession is. And at the end of the day, how do I bring a table when I am the table? I don't have to bring anything that I am. At the end of the day, I'm the table, I'm the knife, fork, spoon, plates, food, everything we eating on it, the dessert, the food fight, and the cleanup after. I bought a whole womb. I birthed children. So for women to even say something like that is sad to me, because that means that you totally negate and discount a woman's position as a wife and a mother. That is one of the most selfless jobs you will ever do that you will never get credit for. And because you can't clock what I do, because you haven't done your research, you think it's okay to go on the internet and say, she don't do nothing. Tina Turner did something. The only difference between me and Tina Turner is she sang on the stage with Ike. I danced on one with Robert.
Do you own land in Georgia?
Let's go.
People have commented that your kids are grown. Why do you still carry R. Kelly's last name? Due to the fact that you know what he's in jail for. Your kids are grown. Girl, you don't need it. How do you feel when people say that?
What you feel? I don't. At the end of the day, I earned this name in blood, sweat, and tears. It's my kid's name. And my analogy is this. When all the shit hit the fan, how would you feel if your name is Brown and your kid's name is Brown and your family goes through something, you tell your kids, oop, you were Brown by yourself, I'm up. I don't want, no. If my kids have to go through it as Kelly, they mama going through it as Kelly. If you had to put up with the bullshit as Kelly, I'm gonna make sure that I take the tarnish off this name and you live and celebrate the name Kelly. At the end of the day, people shouldn't be worried about why I kept the last name. They should be worried about what I do with the last name, because the last name Kelly gets 2020 to follow me. The last name Kelly gets me on CNN to talk about domestic violence awareness and be an advocate. The last name Kelly allowed me to go on military bases and talk about abuse.
What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? And Duchess and you saying it. But what did I tell y'all? Without that last name Kelly, nobody know who she is. But with the name Kelly, and she just told y'all, you need to worry about what I do with it. That's with her. Hey, Toy, that's with her breaking and destroying this man's character. That's the last thing that Robert has is Kelly. His last name, his mama name. She don't care about them. She care about a check. Just like Duchess said, she only care about a check. Now, hold on. In defense of Carlos King, he's doing what a host should do. He's getting her to answer questions, and he's being quiet and letting her talk. Let's go. Oh, and before I go on, and she said, oh, my children last name Kelly. So the hell what? That don't mean that you need to carry on, but the only thing you was an incubator and a wife. But I can go deeper, and I am going to go deeper. Let's go.
The last name Kelly had me go to universities. And here's the real gag. Boo, if my name wasn't Kelly, you wouldn't even care. My name means more to you than it does to me. Because Miss Jones is going through the same thing I'm going through right now. Miss White is going through it. Miss Anderson is going through it. But y'all don't care about it. Y'all not on her page commenting. You're not trying to be an advocate. You're being nosy. Why? Because my last name is Kelly. So again, you shouldn't worry about why I kept the last name. You should be celebrating what I do with the last name. And there's a lot of y'all out here who's giving y'all kids last name to a baby daddy that don't claim you or the kids.
When he
pause. There's a lot of you that's giving a name to a baby daddy that don't claim you or the kids, right? But Robert don't claim you, he claim his kids, and you jealous that he don't claim you. Oh, but let's go on. Let's continue.
He started to hit on you romantically. You were in a relationship, you were engaged, you living with the man and his grandmama child.
Yes,
okay?
old school, that's outside.
So what happened where you thought like you'll never, ever leave this man you love? So what happened the moment Robert approached you and all of a sudden you two got married, had 3 kids?
Ooh, well, 2 things happened because I came home off tour and there was a baby laying on my bed. When I came back to my fiance's house, I was like, what is this? That's the realest looking Cabbage Patch I ever seen. That's a real baby, be real. Who is this? He's like, oh, I got to tell you something. Oh, lies, you ain't got to tell me shit. I'm out. One thing about Drea, like, the old me, we don't even need to have a conversation. This is what you're doing while I'm on tour making money, sending money home for you and mama and grandmama. And listen, what's understood don't need to be explained, player. I'm good.
Your fiance had a baby on you.
And he listen, here's the gag. Not until years later do a DNA test to find out it wasn't even his. I said, nah. That vagina had a revolving door on it and your dumb ass walked through it. You deserve everything you got. But I love him.
You do?
I love him. At that time, that's what I felt. That's what I felt. Like, that's what you get.
So that allowed your heart to be open to someone else.
It did. Because like I said, I'm like, when I'm an Aquarius. When I love you deep. I love you hard. I love good, bad, or indifferent. Let's make it through it. I'm not one of them people. I'm not concerned about what people do. I'm like, why do you do what you do? Mm-hmm. Let's get to the root. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Let's see if it's something we can work through. But that was just complete foolery.
So my question is, why do you do what you do, Drea? Because now you saying that you was engaged when you was on tour with Robert. But when you was training the girls on the tour buses, was you engaged then and dealing with Robert? Uh-oh. There's some stuff you're leaving out, Drea, but let's go. Carlos King, did you know that? But, let's continue.
I was like, really? Okay, well, you and your baby mama be happy. I'm going back on this road. And it just opened up a door for him again, because me and Robert were more like best friends, like brother and sister, mama jokes. He loved to play basketball, go with him to play basketball, video shoots when he's working with Michael Jackson. Like, I was always there, his right hand, like, Drea, what do you think about this? Okay, well, how does this sound? I need a word for this. Or, all right, we working on stage and lighting. What are the costumes going to be? Where you do the auditions, you get the...
Oh my God, Drea, you just triggered me. You are giving me Jasmine vibes. You just triggered me when you said I was his right hand. That's the same thing that was said to me. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Dancers. So I was more of a creative director for him. So every album, like this, me and him working that thing out. So again, that just opened the door for like, oh, I can't believe he did it. He had a baby on me.
Now watch this. Remember she said she was like this when they was working on albums, because on TP2, he didn't consult with you about shit. So I want y'all to think about what she just said. I want y'all to hold that in the back of your mind, that she said that they worked on albums together and they was like this. Watch this.
there's that shoulder.
Come on.
Who was he before he first put his hands on you?
Ooh. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know, because you will never know who a real narcissist is.
Was he like love bombing you in the beginning? Like,
oh, love bombing. Like, I remember one time we were going to Europe. And he's like, hey, because everybody called me baby girl back then. I was the youngest on the crew. Like, I was so young, I couldn't even go to the after parties with them. I wasn't even 21 yet. Yeah. And here's another thing that people don't know. They judge me based off of the woman that sits here today, the woman you see on Instagram. Carlos, I met him when I was 19. He was 26, about to be 27. So all the young women that we're talking about.
Hold on. You met him when you was 19. About to be 26, about to be 20, and I mean, he was 26, right? I told y'all, when you sit back and let people tell their stories, things come out. I want to know, where is the folks on Oak Cove? Because when I told y'all that the story that was being told and put out in the public was not that girl's story, it was Drea's story. Now, Drea just told you the same daggone story. And because it's after surviving R. Kelly, years after, nobody is paying attention. And what's happening is a pile on to make it seem like Robert only deal with who? Teenagers. So when I tell y'all things, it's not to boast myself, it's because I know what's really going on. Without Drea, the green light to surviving R. Kelly wouldn't have happened. And because Drea didn't get paid what she thought she was going to get paid, she came back out after surviving R. Kelly and put out this little documentary, R. Kelly's Karma, and that didn't even do good. So, like I told y'all, that 19-year-old 26 story, that was not the girl, what is that girl name? Shoot. That was not the girl, what's her name? Oh man. The big girl. That was not her story. That was Drea's story. And what happened was Drea was sitting down talking to the directors and everybody, and they was giving stories out to people that look younger. Because if Drea would have came out and said it, and they would be like, oh, she of age, and that's his wife. But let's be listening.
About today, I was one of the young women. And that's, again, one of those things that people have me so misjudged, that you look at what you see today. Do you remember? You have to go back in time and remember when I met him, how young I was. I wasn't even 21. Couldn't even drink. Couldn't even go to a club with him. But that's in my book.
Oh, you said we got to go back in time, right, Drea? Okay. Let's go back in time for a second, okay? We got to go back in time. All right. So go back in time. Dana, you have to go back in time. Let's go back in time. Check it out.
A lot of girlfriends. We ain't gonna never be together, boo boo. I ran for him for 2 years. Like, no, ma'am. Oh, no. I don't want to be your girlfriend because you got about 1,500 of those. And then one day, I don't know. He just wooed me and I looked and I was like, he cute. Okay, babe, we might be able to do this. Let me see what we working with. And it just seemed like overnight, it just turned into, and I think because we were friends first. that it was easy because I loved him as my friend. So to fall in love with your friend, it was just an easy transition. It wasn't one of those, okay, he's sending me flowers and jewelry and clothes and cars. It was like, dude, let's go to McDonald's. Let's get this little 9-piece jumping off in a Coke and talk about playing basketball. So we just had that bond. That was really, really cool. And there you go. Next thing I know, we getting married. We have our first daughter, Joanne. We go on tour. I'm knocked up again. We have Jaya. We go on tour. I'm knocked up again. We have little Robert. So our life, it just went from homeboy, homegirl, dancer, choreographer, fiance, wife. Now we've got kids and nannies. We got a bus with toys and cribs and extra security. And I'm just wigging out. So I'm like, how did it go from a girl on the South Side getting food from a soup kitchen to R. Kelly's wife? Those 3 children that we have were out of love. So it's like we had good times, and that was my friend. And at the end of the day, I lost my friend. And it's hard to deal with. And I hope one day we'll get back there.
Oh, hold on.
That was my friend. And at the end of the day, I lost my friend. And it's hard to deal with. And I hope one day we'll get back there. We had good times, and that was my friend. And at the end of the day, I lost my friend. And it's hard to deal with. And I hope one day we'll get back there. We had good times, and that was my friend. And at the end of the day, I lost my friend. And it's hard to deal with. And I hope one day we'll get back there.
Oh, so this is all a campaign behind you wanting to get back with Robert. And you was upset because you seen Jocelyn and you seen Azriel and you seen like a couple others. I told you, when you just sit back and let people talk, they tell on themselves. So now you tell on yourself, let's finish, Drea, because I'm interested to hear whatever lies you telling Carlos King.
Talk about under the red carpet, and we'll talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't know if there was really a real way to know who he was. I think most abusive men have a representative because they don't want you to see the monster. Because of course, if you see the monster, you out. And people have to know that. Like most women, we don't know the difference between a charming man and a cunning man.
So I have a question, Drea. Was R. Kelly a monster before y'all broke up? Or was he that monster after he said he's not dealing with you no more and you kept trying to come back and he said no? That's the question. Was he the monster before y'all got a divorce and split? Or was he the monster after he told you no, you can't come back? Let's finish.
They look the same. A charming man is going to take you to dinner, buy you flowers, buy you gifts, even tell you how much you remind him of his mama and how much he loves you. And a cunning man's going to do the same thing. The difference is a man that's trying to charm you and dote on you is a healthy relationship. A man that's cunning, he's trying to get you in the web. He's trying to get your defenses down. He wants to find out where that bruise is on you so he knows exactly where to push. And for him, he knew my grandfather was abusive. My mother was abusive. He's abusive. So, now we have this kindredship that we both come from abuse. He grew up in a household with abuse. He dealt with illiteracy. People don't know abuse and illiteracy really go hand in hand. Because you're always trying to fight that part of you that people call stupid, that they call dumb. He was not once, not twice, but 3 times. So here we are, 2 broken kids in this world. You add fame, money, and then a record label that don't give 2 fucks about whether you're healthy or not, make the money, cut the albums, and make other people money and us at the same time. So there's no reason for you to get help. We need you to stay as sick as you are, because as sick as you are makes us money. I'm in this web now. So
Are you listening to what she's saying? We need you. We don't need you to get help. We need you to stay as sick as you are, because as sick as you are, It's making us money. It reminds me of a woman that would tell you that she's not interested in you. And then when she learn about who you are and what you do, she see dollar signs and now she's your number one fan and she wants you. That's what this is. Let's finish.
I don't think I've ever known who the true him is. I think I've seen him show up one time though. And that's when he laid in my lap and cried like a baby about that little boy in him that haunts him, the little boy in him that was, and the little boy who couldn't read, the little boy who could not even look at a street sign and figure out how to get home if he was lost because he couldn't read the signs. And I don't think I've ever seen him since.
So I'm going to put a pause on that right there, right? Because we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that in our part 2 segment for that. So with that being said, and we're going to move on and we're going to continue with this. So what folks don't understand is in this R. Kelly and Drea thing, they went for child support, right? And it says the payment covered what he owed for March, April, and May. He's currently supposed to pay $20,000 a month and maybe the hook to cover another year of his 21-year-old daughter's college tuition. Stop. But the only person that graduated from these monies this time, right? The only person that graduated from these monies at this time. And the only person that graduated from these monies at this time is nobody but Drea Lee. She's the only one that graduated. You know what I mean? So it says Drea Lee's publicist Remy Ravazio said the performer hasn't spoken to his children in 3 years. Well, we seen him in the studio with Lil Robert. So how can he not speak to him in 3 years? Then it says, according to the children in Drea, he has in fact changed his number, and they don't have the number, Ravazio said. At a separate hearing, the judge threw out a default judgment and a sexual abuse lawsuit against Kelly that he initially lost because he didn't show up to court. Kelly's lawyer explained to the judge that Kelly is illiterate, and that's why he did not respond to a lawsuit brought by one of his sexual abuse accusers. Wednesday's hearing in the child support case was the first one in the divorce held in public since a judge ruled in favor of Drea Kelly and attorneys for the media to unseal the case, which had been sealed since 2013. So Drea had it sealed and then she got it unsealed, right? But you can only see the unsealed part on certain parts of the ruling of the case. Because the part that R. Kelly supposed to have touched Joanne is not even there. So they say he doesn't take his responsibility serious. He doesn't comply with obligations to his children. It's going to get filed and people will know, said Allison Mata, Drea Lee's attorney. In March, Kelly was locked up for contempt of court for failing to pay roughly $160,000 in back child support. Well, stop for a minute. What have I been telling y'all? You cannot get locked up for child support. He got locked up for contempt of court, which means what? He didn't go by the contract that he agreed to. And then it says he still owes another $32,000 in interest and fees, right? You see that? Attorneys for the singer said he's not a deadbeat dad. I was there for this, and And Elisa D'Amico said all he wants to do is right by his kids. So we're done with Robert Kelly being slandered, said Lisa D'Amico. So as I've been telling y'all the whole time, like, yo, a witch hunt, this is a witch hunt. But nobody want to talk about the witch hunt. So what had to make the government mad, right? Because I'm going to go there. And what had to make the government mad is this right here. This is what had to make the government mad, because they used her. They used this person, and y'all know who it is. They used this person for an scapegoat. They just knew this person was going to hang him. This is the person that everybody was on the internet talking about. If she talk, R. Kelly definitely going to jail. Okay, well, let's read. Dear Judge Donnelly, I hope this letter finds you in great spirits. I am writing to request leniency in the sentencing of Robert Sylvester Kelly. I have known Robert for more than 15 years, working for him as an executive assistant on and off for a total of about 7 years. Most of my tenure was spent in the early years around 2006 when Mr. Kelly was married. Uh-oh. So if she's asking for leniency, right? This combats what Drea was saying, because the next sentence say, I can still hear the laughter coming from him, his wife, and his children as they snuggled on the couch by the fireplace while roasting marshmallows to make s'mores. Well, Drea, why don't you talk about these things? Or do these things even matter? Or did they ever happen in your book? Because a check wasn't involved. So I guess they don't matter, or they never took place. Then she said later, after Mr. Kelly's divorce, he would call me to work on specific projects to support his quest for a new screenwriting career. After spending so many years with the Kellys, I came to care very deeply for the entire family. This is why it is still hard for me to wrap my head around the possibility of Mr. Kelly receiving a life sentence in prison. I am saddened at the thought of him never being able to wrap his arms around his family ever again. As a woman, I am a firm supporter of women and survivors of abuse. Uh-oh. So this person is for locking up anybody that's abusing survivors, right? But listen to how she worded. Therefore, I do recognize the weight of the offense of which Mr. Kelly was convicted. Taking these kinds of offenses serious are of the utmost importance to me. I also am a firm believer that in any criminal situation, we have to be concerned with both the victims and the perpetrators. This is the only way to find healing. With that being said, I'd like to share with you an inside perspective of who I know Mr. Kelly to be. Robert was born in poverty, but even as a kid, he had a passion for music. He shared with some of the abusive circumstances he grew up in. It was a horrible environment for any child, and Robert is amazingly resilient to have even survived it. As a young adult, he was homeless and earning money as a street performer on the frigid streets of Chicago. Eventually, this hard work and talent would earn him a record deal, but that deal wouldn't take away his illiteracy or the traumatic experiences he endured. After becoming a celebrity, Robert was now going to have to learn to silently cope with these issues on his own. I can confirm that Mr. Kelly is very hardworking and extremely dedicated to his career. I've witnessed him go without sleeping for days on end simply because he wouldn't come out of the recording booth when he got a song in his head. He just had to get it out like a mad scientist. He was he was a genius at work, and he simply loved bringing joy to people through his music. Stop. So I don't see Drea Lee name anywhere in this, but she said that he was that she was the reason why he was making these hits. Then it says Robert has touched millions with his music. Songs that have been played at weddings, graduations, and many other milestones in people's lives. I remember traveling to Africa with him and seeing thousands of people bowing and screaming the moment we stepped off the plane. They wanted him to know what an inspiration he was and how he had changed their lives for the good. Many don't know this, but Mr. Kelly is quite different than the persona the record label created. His song lyrics and video images would have people believe that he loved parties and that there were tons of party people always around him. But his life was quite the contrary. Parties were occasional because Mr. Kelly saw them as work, a place where collaborations was born and business deals were made. Mr. Kelly would much rather sit in a quiet cigar lounge, wearing a cable knit sweater, smoking a stogie, while Frank Sinatra or Sam Cooke's voice is heard softly in the background. This was his everyday life. He is a simple man who loved to play basketball, watch movies, and tell jokes. Once during our travel across the English Channel from London to Paris, Robert had a group of strangers captivated as he sang inspirational songs during our ride on the ferry. Robert was particularly captivated by an elderly couple watching, and they ended up chatting for hours like old friends. He could become friends with anyone on any level. He is just that way. Mr. Kelly has always been down to earth and would much rather share a deep conversation with an ordinary person working the drive-thru at McDonald's than a glamorous celebrity. He liked keeping close ties to the community and showing his generosity. He donated money to pay for many funerals, even 2 toddlers who died after being injured in a house fire in Kankakee, Illinois. He also could hardly walk past a homeless person without giving money. Besides the obvious, I'd imagine that this could be because he remembers his own life on the street and how tough it can be. In the past, I've witnessed Mr. Kelly at his highest high and his lowest low, struggling with relationships, family issues, and other human factors that we all deal with in life. Although he always wanted to appear confident and in control, I could see the depth of his illiteracy posing extremely challenging circumstances for him. He was also challenged with emotional issues, severe anxiety and depression, and even took his own initiative to seek counseling and spiritual guidance from a pastor, all because he was dedicated to becoming a better person. This was without being directed by any court. Right now, there's a community of people ready and willing to help Mr. Kelly, including myself. He has family, friends, pastors, and therapists who are eager to support him throughout this process of becoming more self-aware. It is clear that the court has decided that Mr. Kelly violated the law. Given his otherwise clean record, as well as his ability to inspire the community, I strongly believe time served and compliance with a treatment program is most appropriate in this situation. I don't seek to change anyone's views with this letter. I'm writing this simply because it is the right thing to do. God doesn't want us to throw humans away. We have a responsibility to help those around us, no matter what the world thinks of them. If we have the audacity to care for the perpetrator as well as the victims, we can all rise. Thank you for taking the time to read this letter. I am available to confirm the facts in this letter as necessary. I hope you will find space in your heart to consider this information during sentencing. Respectfully yours, Diana Copeland. Wow. 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 Respectfully yours, Diana Copeland. And the government put her on trial, hoping that she would flip on Robert. But hold on. Drea Lee talked some wild stuff. Drea Lee, I got to go back in time. As you said, you know, you got to go back in time, right? So let me go back in time. Do you remember this?
How old were you when you got married?
Oh, wow. I was a 22-year-old bride.
You was so young.
People don't realize either.
To me, 22 is a child.
19 years old.
How did you meet R. Kelly?
I actually auditioned.
Was he interested in you then?
Oh, girl, I had a fiance and everything. Girl, no, that was just a job for me.
So that's just a job. So you're not even looking at him like that?
Oh, no. I'm a dancer, well-known dancer in Chicago. Everybody in Chicago calls me baby girl. Okay. So I'm doing my thing, choreography. My friend Larry Sims, he's like, yo, R. Kelly's having auditions. You ought to go. And this is actually how me and Lisa Ray became good friends. Mm-hmm. I get there the last day of auditions, and people who know audition etiquette, you don't walk in on the day of callbacks. So when I went, it was the day of callbacks. It was actually the day after auditions. Mm-hmm. I walk in and Lisa Ray is like, turn around, let me see your booty. I'm like, wait, what? She was like, turn around, let me see your booty. I'm like, okay. I turned around. She's like, Rob gonna love you. She gave me a number and she was like, go in there, just go in there. Don't worry about it, just go in there. So I go in and of course everybody in the audition is like, wait, we didn't see her yesterday. What is she doing here? Went in, turned that thing out. He was like, don't go nowhere, stay.
Wow.
And that's how I met him.
And then we go from principal dancer to I do.
Yeah, he chased me for 2 years because I was actually engaged to a guy named Lynn. Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna get married, me and Lynn gonna have babies, we gonna take our babies on the road with us.
What did he do that to an engaged woman that you flipped?
Well, let's start with the engaged woman. First of all, I came home off the road and there was a baby laying on my bed and I was like, whose baby is this? Oh. So we'll talk about it in part two. Yes, that's a whole nother part. Okay. You know, I came home off the road like, man, goo goo gaga, what we doing?
I didn't have no baby.
I was like, oh, let me get my bag. No, because one thing about Drea, when I'm done, I'm done.
Okay.
Of course, that was his end because like, you need to show to the crowd, come go to Europe with me. We were best friends. I can't say the moment that we like fell in love or became a couple. It's just what I know was the moment when he shared him being molested as a little boy. To have a grown man lay in your lap and cry. And I'm not talking a tear. I'm talking the snot, body jerking, why did this happen to me cry? But I know what it was. It was our trauma. Me being that abused little girl, coming from a household. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher. He was also the first man I ever saw beat a woman. So God, love, and pain were one for me at a very young age. So it was that connection of that broken little boy, that broken little girl. Here, I'm gonna put us back together.
How many years were y'all married?
We were married almost 10, together 13. 19 years old when I met him. And that's something I want to drive home.
Time out. This timeline is driving me crazy. Y'all was together almost 13, married almost 10. He chased you for 3 years. Then he chased you for 2 years. You met him at 19. You was married at 23. But if he chased you for 3 years, how did you get married in the third year? This is what I mean when I say stuff is not adding up. But let's finish. Let's finish.
Home to people like they judge me now based off the woman who's done the work, who's been in counseling, who's been separated from him for damn near 20 years. Y'all don't know. Think of yourself at 19 years old. What did you know?
I was wild.
First of all, at 19, I don't have no business being with a 27-year-old. Let's start there.
I thought Robert was 26. Now, in this interview, he's 27. And Carlos interview 26. Make up your mind. This is just like the government. Let's go.
Harbor no anger, no hate. Because to say I don't love him is to say I don't love my children. And if you don't have kids, you don't get it.
And I got to the point, I'm not gonna keep explaining that. You need to understand, I wasn't a side chick, I wasn't a jump off, I wasn't a baby mama, I was his wife. And I'm the mother of his children. So to say that I hate, dislike, want harm to come to, that means I want that for my kids. That's insane.
In the 13 years, when was the first?
Hold on. That's insane. But you want him in jail. Okay.
First red flag of something's not right.
Right, Tammy.
When he would get irate when other men on the road would talk to me. But he covered it, and this is why I do the work I do to this day. I did not know the difference between control and concern. But
did
again,
you always try? Well, you was his choreographer, so you was always with him.
No, and that's another misconception people have. When I started touring with him, me and the dancers were on a totally separate bus. He had his own bus, his own security. A lot of times, we didn't even stay in the same hotels as he did. They got the nice 5-star, honey. We was at that old Holiday Inn. Do you hear me, girl?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we had separate worlds. So everybody that feels like she knew, she saw. First of all, I'm an employee. That's none of my business what you're doing. I don't care. I got a whole fiance at home.
Hold on. So if hold on, man. So if you don't know what was allegedly going on, right? How did you end up on the videotapes? Can somebody answer that for me? If you didn't know what was going on, how did you end up on the videotapes? And I'm going to pause that right there. Real quick, I'm going to pause that right there because it's like, I'm just lost about some things, man. Like this is really crazy. Hold on. So what I'm not understanding is okay, if this is what you're saying happened, right? Let me go and do this. If this is what you're saying happened, let me go, because I know somebody else's story sounds like that too. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, if I'm not mistaken, the story that sounds like that, excuse me, belongs to this lady right here. Okay, check it out.
I got company. All right.
Kitty Jones, she met R. Kelly at the age of 33.
I was a radio DJ in Dallas, and I had met R. Kelly at an after party while he was on the Love Letter tour. I proceeded to introduce myself and let him know that I was from the radio station. He proceeded to ask me how old I was, tell him I was in my 30s, and he was shocked. He just kind of sized me up a little bit from head to toe, like what I looked like. And we were just kind of shaking hands really slow, and that's when he slipped me the phone number. Long distance was a hard thing for both.
Hold on. Now, Kitty, and you said that he slipped you the phone number, but I thought y'all was saying that it was his entourage that was giving y'all the phone number. Now he gave you the number. Okay, hold on.
So quit my job and moved to Chicago. I didn't just pack up and leave just because I loved him. It was a two-way thing. Rob absolutely told me that he loved me all the time. I was visiting Dallas and a friend of mine said, have you ever watched the sex tape? And I was furious with her and I felt disrespected because at this point, this is my boyfriend. Not only that, I just felt like if you have respect for me, you wouldn't be bringing up something that people are gonna always make fun of him over. I'm offended as well. But my curiosity just kind of got the best of me, and I Googled it. And when I saw the images, the images were the same girl that he introduced me to. A couple weeks before, I knew immediately it was the same woman. I just didn't know how to feel. I guess I felt like I was tricked into something all at the same time. It was just a bunch of emotions coming over me. Like, am I really with someone that did this?
So that's part one of Kitty Jones talking about her story. And that story also kind of mirrors the story of what Andrea Lee was saying. I said all that and I played all that and I showed all that so far just to say this. If you're going to take up for Diddy and for Jay-Z over stuff that's actually out there on paper and nobody's coming of saying like it's AI, none of this, and y'all trying to cover them, why not cover R. Kelly for allegations? That man is locked up behind totally allegations and behind people not liking him because he didn't do what they wanted him to do. Ultimately, he betrayed the enterprise. Who was the enterprise? The music industry. So that's part one of that drama, right? Now, I got to ask people this. How many mothers or grandmothers do I have in my chat? How many mothers or grandmothers do I have in my chat? This about to get personal because I'm a father. And I went 3 years on here. 2 years, I'm sorry. With people saying that I was a deadbeat, not knowing the truth. People saying that I ain't take care of my kids and not knowing the truth. People saying that I took somebody's car, not knowing the truth the whole time. I got trackers on my car. You'll see on the 28th. Pull up. You'll see. It's going to be on YouTube. But you know what I got a problem with? Is when somebody play in your fucking face. Now, when God give you kids or give you offspring, you supposed to be the steward over your offspring. Now, I ain't say nothing, but I've watched some things. I've watched what Woody said about Dallas. I laughed because everything that the lying Bible lady was saying that she didn't do turned out to be what her whole game plan was to do with her daughter. So I have a real effing problem. You can go chase YSL. You can go run behind Yak Gotti. You can raise money for the YSL boys. But you won't talk about your daughter. And I ain't talking about the one that looked like you. I'm talking about the throwaway that you throw away. And I know people ain't going to want to hear this because they go, oh no, you picking on Sylvia. You doing this. I'm not doing none of that. But I told y'all I'm going to have an update. I'm going to ask this question. Do anybody remember the last time that Sylvia, aka the lying Bible lady, went on her channel with her daughter Ruth to talk about me? And I went live that Sunday and showed everything and played everything, and they haven't said nothing else about it. Can somebody tell me when was that? Was that 3 weeks ago or was that 4 weeks ago? Can somebody tell me? Oh, because this is about to get brutal. And it's about to get bad. So can somebody tell me when that was? That's all I want to know. Can somebody tell me when that was? Because I told you, it's going to get brutal and it's going to get bad. So can somebody tell me when that was? I don't know why I gotta keep saying it, but was it 3 weeks ago or was it 4 weeks ago? I'll find out for you right now. Hold on. Okay. To be exact, it was last month. Thank you, Lexington. To be exact, it was last month on November the 8th. So, with that being said, I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this for you. Stops. The attack stops. So I sat back and I said, okay. I get it. So people like, well, Dana, is this really real? What happened when I went off live? Big Jeff walked in. And when them cameras come off, and I ain't gonna front, I sat back and laughed because of the way they move. They will have you fooled to your face, and they will have you attacking people that don't need to be attacked. So first thing, this the same lady who mother came on and said that she want to have me and another blogger killed.
I know there has been a rumor dismissed about 2015 new into her life. She, when I was dating my husband, he was in Africa and I was here. It was okay as long as he was not around. She was okay with the relationship. But when he moved and we got married, she had a problem with the relationship. So that's why she would decide to tell a lie. They did not believe me and they did not believe my husband, even though, and we had witnesses and everything. Her story kept changing. She kept changing it, and then she got upset. We were the police. We went through. We was inside of investigation room. My husband was in one room, and I was in another room. They kept us in there for, I think it was 5 hours, just questioning us different things. And it got so ugly. And you know, I remember just crying because I couldn't understand why these people would believe her, and she has all these diagnoses. You understand what I'm saying? She had all this diagnosis, and all of it was lies. Even her previous foster parent got rid of her because of the lies she was saying, but they did not believe us. They dropped all charges against my husband. They decided to charge me with inability to handle someone with mental illness. So that was my charge. So
yeah, now that's shower time or phone calls, like tell them to fall back for a minute.
Hey, Courtney, send it to me.
In the future, this community has
in Dallas. All right, well, look, I can't find it, but I was trying to find when Ruth came on there and was like, you know, DanaJay, this. Oh, okay, that's fine, right? So I was trying to get Ruth a bond. Even though she got one, I was trying to get it lowered so that way she can come home. So they tried to make a spectacle out of it. Sylvia will not talk about what's going on with Ruth. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First of all, Sylvia don't even acknowledge that Ruth is her biological daughter. Right? The address is in Covington, Georgia, which is Sylvia's address. This is why. Oh, I'm gonna go there. Ruth bond is $15,000. With tax and fees, it'd be $1,685. I had it where, and I shouldn't even have did it, but I was trying to have a good heart, and I was going to have it where Ruth would only have to pay $1,000 and then pay installments for the other two, or for the other 15. I'm sorry. So Sylvia gets online and say, you know, she's trying to collect money for a bond so that way she can get Ruth out of jail. Sylvia had no type of meaning to help this girl. You heard the girl say, I can't wait to come home. Listen, until this bond is paid, you ain't coming home. On top of that, she's been in jail for 233 days. Now, out of 233 days, how many times have Sylvia had $15,000? Let's go here. How many times have Sylvia had $2,500? Hold on. How many times have Sylvia had $1,500? Okay. Her charge is cruelty to children in the first degree, which is a felony. So while Sylvia is running to courtrooms, right? And it disturbed me today because somebody sent me her live and it pissed me off because I don't look at this lady. But they said, just look at this. And she was talking about some inmates, some guys that had some adopted children and they essayed these children. And then folks were saying they wonder why she can't get Ruth's child, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to show you why. Ruth went to court. Ruth got sentenced to 10 years probation and 1 year confined. CTS with no contact with Fahim Parks. Hold on. What did she do to this baby? So she don't even have a release date. But they gave her 10 years probation. 1 year confined counts or confirmed counts with no contact with Fahim Parks. Just like R. Kelly, last name is Kelly, this is Karen Sylvia's sick ass last name. Sylvia essayed Ruth, and now it's coming out that Ruth did something to this baby Fahim. And by Ruth going to Sylvia's house, that baby can't go there. Which means what? That baby is going to be adopted out. And that baby is going to go on with his life and forget all about any of them. So her sentence is 10 years probation, which she's not going to make it. 1 year confirmed counts and no contact with Fahim Parks. The crazy part is it happened in Sylvia's home. Sylvia knew about all of this, but she won't talk about it. Why? But she's quick to run down to YSL. She's quick to run over there with a Jeff, with a big Jeff. She quick to run the nest though, but she ain't quick to run to her own daughter. And all of you people out there that support somebody like that, I got to question y'all. Because then I'm starting to wonder, are y'all the same? This is weird. Sylvia won't even take the initiative to get her own child out of jail. But she wants y'all to pay for her rent. She wants y'all to pay for her car note. She wants y'all to pay for her hotspot bill. But won't pay for her own child to come home. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. And I'm going to open up the phone lines, right? If anybody want to call in, they can call in. Because I'm quite sure I'm not the only one that's disturbed by this. So I'm going to open up the phone lines. And I want to see what y'all think about this. Because this is a damn shame. $10 years probation. 1 year confirmed counts. No contact with Fahim Parks. I think Fahim needs to have people that care about him and not nobody that's going to exploit him like his grandmother was doing on her live. So the call-in number is 404-914-7986. Call in. I want to hear from you. if you decide to call in on this Christmas Eve, I told y'all the king is back. And we're going to do this the right way. So if you want to call in, call in. If not, we can move on. Call in, y'all. If not, like I said, we're going to move on. We're going to do our thing. EJ said, damn shame. Yeah, 404-914-7986. I just want to know, like, how can you support something like that? How can you support something like that? That's all I want to know. Oh, shit. So if anybody want to call in, going once, going twice, going 3 times. If not, I agree with you, EJ. We're going to move this train on. So the weird part about it is all the people that be up under her, that hang around her, like Seti Nash and all of them, and Woody and all of them. I'm sorry, I can't deal with the pedos, man. I can't. Can't anybody that's cool with that lady, I can't fuck with. Whether you did something to me or not, I just can't do it. It's just not cool with me. I can't do it. So with that being said, nobody wanted to call in, and that's cool. So before I get out of here, I want y'all to have a good Christmas. I want y'all to understand that Jesus is the reason for the season. Don't forget the DanaJay seasoning. The commercial is redone and revamped. I will be putting up I will be putting up another order site. But on that note, Rob, I ain't forget you, brother. Just for you.
Good morning. Good morning, Christmas. Good morning, Christmas. I'm so thankful for the holidays and for all the joy you brought us. Yeah, it's only right that we celebrate all of the friends and family on the way. Back together once again. And we're gonna toast to where we are today. Because of where we've been. Hey, hey, it's a Christmas party.
I'm going live later, and we going to jam.
We're just having a Christmas party. Well, we're just having a Christmas party. Oh, I hear the ringing of the sleigh bells. Me and my baby under the mistletoe. The children listening, we're reminiscing on old times. While drinking and playing down below. Everyone's gathered around the Christmas tree to open up the gifts, yes. Oh, and I wish that we could have this type of feeling. I wish through the year. Christmas parties, wow, a Christmas party. Merry, Merry Christmas. We're just having a Christmas party. Well, we're just having a Christmas party. Oh, all the people here are so good. And I can smell the scent of mama's cooking. And all the children are playing with their toys. And I'm so full of joy. That's it.
Happy holidays, Sammy. Happy holidays all the way from Atlanta to Butner. Should I go live? Should I go live later on? Should I go live later on?
All around the world, Christmas party, every color, Christmas party, every man, woman, boy, and girl, Christmas party, Merry Christmas, Christmas party, Merry Christmas, Christmas party.
Shout out to everybody that joined me today. I'm back. And just remember, I'm going to come live later on and we going to jam. All right? We're going to jam until YouTube shut us down. But even when YouTube shut us down, come on over to Rumble because I'm going to be over there too. And I'm going to be on TikTok. All right? With that being said, I dropped it here first. And just remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. DanaJay out. 1.
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
Swimming in you. Hey, little mama said I wanna take a dip in your pool. Just go for a little dive, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Friendly reminder, I want you to stop worrying about who like your pictures, baby. They see you. They watching. You got your foot on their neck, baby. Big motion. And guess what? They're going to screenshot this and talk about you in the group chat. So you might as well go off. Ain't no tippy-toeing. Ain't no playing it small. Ain't no playing it safe, baby. You big pressure. Stand on it.
Let me take you higher and show you how you should feel, baby. Softly now and forever hold your body. Whatever it is you want from me, baby. See, you don't have to say nothing. Know your body wants something. It is easy for me to see that your body is going for me. I can hear it calling me. You know the words. I can hear it calling me, yeah. I can hear it calling me. I went to RKELLY concert. He did this right here. Hey. I hear you calling me. Somebody's calling. I hear you calling me. Somebody's calling. I'm listening. Somebody's calling. I thought I heard somebody over here calling me. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. I'm listening. Somebody's calling. I hear you calling me. Somebody's calling. I'm listening. Somebody's calling. I hear you calling me. Somebody's calling. I heard somebody over here calling me. Whoa, whoa, whoa.